Good evening, peace and blessings to you. My name is Reverend Leah Alvarado. I'm with New Thought Northern Colorado Center for Spiritual Living. Welcome to the season of nonviolence. Each day we come together for a total of 64 days to practice a new principle of peace and nonviolence based on the legacy of Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King. So glad that you have joined us this evening. Today's topic, it's day 27, and our topic is adopting nonviolence as our creed. Gandhi said, "With me, nonviolence is a part of my religion, a matter of creed. But with the great number of Muslims and with thousands, if not millions of Hindus, it is equally a matter of policy. But whether it is a creed or a policy, it is utterly impossible for you to finish the program of enfranchisement of the millions of Indians without recognizing the value of nonviolence." Gandhi wrote these words in describing the struggle for nonviolence in the freedom movement in India in the mid-20th century. They ring true just as much today as they did back then. Wherever we fall on the political spectrum, whatever may be our goal in seeking change, whether in a country, an organization, a family, or ourselves, it is utterly impossible to complete that work without taking a nonviolent path. John Lennon's song, "All You Need Is Love," is the perfect anthem for nonviolence. Love is not only what we need, but for lasting and permanent change to occur, it is absolutely necessary. Never in the entire history of the world has a violent path ultimately triumphed. It may, in the short run, appear to succeed, like European-style colonialism, Soviet-style communism, corporate-style capitalism, or abusive control in families or societies. But it can never succeed permanently. History is filled with examples of those conquered by violence, ultimately regaining their freedom. It may not have happened quickly, it may not have happened as anyone expected, but it always happens. This lesson should never be forgotten. A cause can only be just to the extent that it is nonviolent. This is not a philosophical nicety that can be put aside. To do so is to make nonviolence a policy of convenience, to be cast off when it becomes uncomfortable or inconvenient. Thus, the work of growing our souls becomes ever more important. As we grow into nonviolence, we become more and more prepared to make the changes that can endure. Whether we consider ourselves religious, spiritual, or humanist, we all have a creed we live by. When we truly make nonviolence a part of that creed, we are ready for the task we have been called to perform. So I have one question for you today to reflect on. And I would love to hear your comments. Well, not hear, because I can't hear you. But I would love to get your responses. What is the creed that you live by? What is the creed you live by? Just think about that for a moment in your life. And any responses you want to put in the chat, I'd love to see those. Yeah, that's an important question to ask that we don't often ask ourselves. But what is that? What is that creed? What are our beliefs? What are our practices that we live by? And does it align with nonviolence? Does it fully align with nonviolence? In our affirmative practice today, I have some additional questions in our affirmative practice. So I'm going to put that in the chat here. We can say that together. So these are some questions to continue to reflect on. and a practice as well. Today, I will meditate on my belief in nonviolence. Is it a policy or is it my creed? Do I see it as a means to achieve what I believe, or is it an end in itself? Is it my belief? Today, in my work of nonviolence, I will watch for any conflicts in my feelings or thoughts that answer this question for me. This is the path of nonviolence. So let's just take a few moments. Just dropping into your heart. Just allowing your breath to bring you into your heart. Breathing in and breathing out through your heart. And just feeling into the question, what is my creed? What do I believe related to nonviolence? Is it a way of life? Am I committed to living that in my life, in every area of my life? But it isn't just making a choice as a matter of convenience, but it is a commitment. It is a way of living. And so just checking in with yourself, what you believe. Do you believe it's possible to live that life? Do you believe it's possible to create that in the world? And so just notice what comes up. There's no judgment here, it's just noticing. This is all part of our growth and evolution on our journey of creating peace and nonviolence in the world. It begins with us. It begins with our own reflection. We must do the work of nonviolence for ourselves and within our lives before we take it out into the world. It always begins with us. So just sitting in the silence for a few moments. In silent contemplation. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Tomorrow will be day 28, and we're going to talk about being of service to others. That's our topic for tomorrow. Let peace begin with you. Have a blessed evening. Namaste.